DerivSource video. I'm Julia Schieffer, the founder and editor of DerivSource.com. FinTech, RegTech, disruptive technology, and even blockchain are all buzz terms that are heavily used in the financial markets. It's no coincidence that this focus on innovative technology comes at a time when financial institutions of all types are under enormous pressure to become more efficient and more competitive, while also meeting the various new market and regulatory changes. Now, technology is seen as the enabler of the future success for financial institutions as they transform their businesses. And in this DerivSource video, we'll be discussing how financial markets are coming around to disruptive technology and, in particular, cloud computing, and how they're harnessing this technology to date and the benefits that they can achieve in the area of collateral management. To shed some more light on this topic, I have with me Karl Wyborn, Managing Director and Global Head of Sales at CloudMargin. Welcome to the video, Karl.
Thank you.
So let's start from the beginning with what is cloud, and also give us a little bit of an idea about what the current perception of cloud computing is for financial institutions.
So what is cloud? I think we can answer that quite succinctly. It's where the technology or the platform you use is hosted on servers which effectively you don't own. So the perception of the cloud within financial services is, I think, somewhat the sense that it might be too good to be true. We talk about a lattice or a fabric of best of breed providers, different companies, different cloud-based solutions, all of which interoperate. And where, as a result, the whole is to some extent greater than the sum of the parts. And I think that for those users of old technology, that feels like some far-flung future, but in actual fact it's very much what we describe as now in the context of financial technology companies, at least.
So we've just talked about some of the drivers for financial institutions that's changing their perception of cloud and helping them migrate towards this new disruptive technology. Can you elaborate a little bit more, Karl, on some of the drivers, the market drivers that are really behind this change?
We see, I think, two key areas which are really driving the demand towards disruptive technology. The first of those is new regulation. Undeniably, we see many institutions are looking for means by which they can address the new regulation or the new regulations that are impacting their business. And secondly, and perhaps going hand in hand with that, is a demand to lower cost or to address those regulatory challenges in a cost-effective way. That in itself has given rise to disruptive technologies, what we call FINTECH, I guess, in the context of the financial markets.
So we've talked about disruptive technology and FinTech, and of course cloud. Let's focus on collateral management. A lot of our viewers are collateral managers. How are financial institutions currently using cloud for collateral management, and how does this address some of the challenges that they face today?
So I think firstly we need to take a look at what are the key themes within collateral management, and I'm sure all of your viewers would agree they're principally regulatory driven. We're seeing, and I guess it's a well-trodden path, we're seeing an increase in the costs associated with collateral management and indeed the collateral assets themselves. And we're seeing through new regulation a demand for more functionality, a demand for your collateral system to do more for you. In the context therefore of CloudMargin, and indeed in the context of the cloud, we see three key benefits for what we're doing in light of those drivers. We see a system which is rapidly deployed. The regulations are bearing down on us. They will be implemented in quick succession over the course of the next few months and years. So something, not waiting months or years for a new platform, is clearly critically important. We see a demand for new functionality, a demand for the actual, for the system itself to meet those new regulations, for it to be future-proofed, and critically in the context of the cost pressures that we're all subject to, a system where the cost of the platform is shared equally amongst all of the users it clearly has a series of benefits attached to it on its own.
So sticking with collateral management, Karl, what trends do you see really impacting this space, say in the next year or so?
So I think in the next year or so we'll see a continuation of probably 3 key trends that we've identified up until now. The first of these is an intent and a desire in many of the institutions that we talk to address their collateral challenge across the whole of their collateral program. What we would have called historically, and indeed probably call still today, enterprise-wide collateral management. I think that was perhaps aspirational for many years, but now we see that there is real intent to achieve those enterprise-wide programs supported by the technology that sits behind or below them from across the industry. Secondly, I would say we've now got clients who are using multiple cloud services across that collateral continuum as we describe it. And so therefore they're asking us to interoperate with the other cloud services and platforms that they use. So historically, I think there was probably, many companies were predisposed to going to one provider, and from that one provider buying a series of platforms, all of which together would meet the needs of that particular institution. Now clients are looking for this fabric of best of breed providers, but they can't operate in a silo. So there's real demand now, and we have a number of partners with whom we interoperate to create a whole which is in effect greater than the sum of the parts for our clients. And thirdly, what we see, the third trend, which I think is becoming clearer and clearer now, is a demand for direct access to clearing houses. And that's a demand that the clearing houses want to meet. Very often, amongst a number of challenges associated with those structures, technology sits at the very epicenter of all that they need to achieve, and therefore cloud-based solutions such as CloudMargin are a very attractive means of achieving that outcome which both the buy side and the clearing house want to create. We recently made an announcement. We're partnering with the CME group, where they are looking to distribute margin calls to all of their buy-side users globally through, in this instance, CloudMargin, but a cloud-based collateral management platform.
So my final question for you, Karl, is for the viewers who might be new to cloud or just considering it at this stage for collateral management or in general, what advice would you give them?
Cloud technology, this is just the beginning. It will evolve from here over the course of the next year or 2 or 5 and beyond. So get on board now, embrace cloud technology because it is very much here to stay.
Well, Karl, we've covered quite a bit of ground on cloud and collateral in particular. So thank you for joining us and sharing your insight with us today in this video.
Thank you, my pleasure.
For those of you watching, please go to CloudMargin's website for more information on their collateral management solutions mentioned today. You can find more information, including industry analysis on collateral management, on DerivSource.com, or follow our YouTube channel to see more interviews in the future. Thank you for watching this DerivSource Influencers video interview.